Good morning to everyone in one of my online classes for fall 2023. I thought I'd put up a quick introductory video so you get a little sense of who I am and maybe what the course expectations will be like in a general fashion. I think taking an online course sometimes can be very intimidating because of that disconnect. You don't get a real rapport with the instructor, nor do I get a rapport with you because of the nature of the distance and the remoteness of how we interact with one another. So I thought I'd put up a quick introductory video about who I am and some of the expectations I have for you during the course of the semester. I'm Jim Corman. I've been teaching at Mount Wachusett Community College full time now for 21 years. I am the department chair of legal studies, history, and political science. Um, and I'll be your instructor for the course of this semester, and maybe you've had me for other classes, so you've already heard this little introduction or something similar to it in the past. I live down in Brimfield, Massachusetts, which is technically in Hampden County, but it's right on the Worcester County border with Sturbridge. I was previously living in Sturbridge prior to moving here I think I moved out here maybe 3 or 4 years ago into the rural confines of Brimfield, Massachusetts. I'm about an hour and 10 minutes away from Mount Wachusett Community College, about a 40-minute drive. I do love teaching at the Mount. So to me, the drive is not really all that cumbersome. A little bit about my background. I'm married. I have 7 kids between my wife and myself. 2 or 3 of them live at home from time to time. 4 or 5 of them are independent, have their own houses, or off in college. And I also have a law practice. I practice criminal defense, mostly in Worcester County, but throughout the state. I also have 2 dogs and 2 cats. One of my dogs is here, and everyone always wants to see the dog, so I'm going to try to put the dog in the video. Bailey? I don't know if that got out there, but that's Bailey. Bailey's 2-year-old, I think, golden doodle. We also have a 7-year-old golden retriever. She's sleeping in the other room, and that's what she enjoys doing in the afternoons. A little bit about my history. I have a associate's degree from a community college, Springfield Technical Community College. I have it in, again, criminal justice, which wasn't something I really planned on studying, but I'll get to that in a minute, how that all transpired. The bachelor's degree from Springfield College in history. I have a master's degree in history from Worcester State University, and I have a Juris Doctorate in law and jurisprudence, and I'm a licensed attorney here in Massachusetts. And the reason why I want to put up this video is in part to let you know that I want to support you in your journey at the Mount, whether it's in one class or multiple classes with me or even in other classes. I think I speak for the entire faculty body and the staff and everybody from the top down to the sides and to the bottom. Really want to see students have success at the Mount. And I think I can kind of uniquely address one of the elephants in the room, and that's about the perhaps apprehension you might be feeling about, do you belong in college, and are you going to be successful in this class, and do you have the ability to do so? All of those things are in the affirmative. Yes, you do. You belong here. You can do very well, and we're here to support you in that process. When I was a community college student, the thing I wanted to mostly reflect upon was I actually was a failure. I started right after high school. I didn't know whether I really wanted to go to college. I expected to be a plumber. My father was a plumber. My grandfather was a plumber, and I thought I would enter into the plumbing trade. The path that I thought would lead me to becoming a plumber was through something called the Union Apprenticeship Program, and I was too young at the time to get in, so my father suggested I sign up and take some classes at the local community college just to make use of my time during that lag for eligibility to get into the apprenticeship program. I literally signed up for classes the day before they started, signed up for 5 gen ed classes, if you will, the ones that every student usually has to take in order to complete their general education competencies to graduate with an associate's degree. I put all my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, thinking that would be wise so I could have the rest of the time off and be free. Um, and it was a real challenge because I remember getting on campus for, I think, an 8 o'clock class and didn't leave around till 4 o'clock. And I think there was a break somewhere in the middle of the day that was very short. But a lot of information was thrown at me during the course of a Tuesday and a Thursday. And there was a lot of expectation to do homework in between the scheduled class times. And I would tend to procrastinate, and it became a bit of a heavy load for me. But what was more challenging for me was a feeling that I didn't really belong there. I felt very alienated. I didn't think I was college material necessarily. And it was a bit of a drag, and I really didn't have a very good experience initially. I didn't often understand what the professors' expectations were because perhaps they weren't as detailed as I had hoped they would be in terms of their requests for me, in terms of papers and assignments and homework. And that's a fault I have sometimes, and I want you to call me out on it. I don't have any objection. In fact, I encourage you to ask for clarity in anything I ask you to do, because it'll make your experience much more beneficial and successful if you do so. But when I was at Springfield Technical Community College, and I was what I consider to be a very shy, a very introspective young guy, I went there, didn't have any friends there at the time. I felt very much invisible, quite frankly. And I was taking classes that I didn't see how, other than maybe math, pertaining to my future as a plumber. I believe I was taking anthropology, sociology, psychology, college algebra, and I think there was one other gen ed class. It might have been a history class. I'm not sure what they were, but I had 5 classes. I was doing fairly well in it up into the midpoint of the semester, I would say, but I felt very, very much like I was wasting my time. I didn't understand how I would get benefit from a general education experience, if you will. And I remember 2 things happening. One is I remember a couple of my classes made announcements about the papers, the rough drafts being due. I never had written a paper before, not even in high school, that I can recall anything meaningful with bibliographies and structure the way the professors were probably expecting. So I was very intimidated by that. And they were coming due, so I was feeling very apprehensive about that. And then I can recall taking an exam, and I distinctly remember it was in anthropology. And I thought I studied very, very hard for it. Didn't miss any classes. They had perfect attendance, and I took it. I think it was the midterm, and I did okay in it. I think I got like a B minus, but I thought I was really going to hit a home run, and I thought I was really going to do well. And I remember there's a whole section on the exam that I kind of flubbed. I did poorly on, and upon the day of getting your exams returned, the professor said, after class, if you have a few moments, you're welcome to come up and speak with me. All the students, of course. So the bulk of the class stayed and wanted to talk about where they did poorly in the test. And I said, yeah, geez, I got this whole section I was really off on. And I don't remember talking about it in class, and I don't remember anything being in the textbook on this subject. And the professor goes, oh, that was based upon the suggested readings that I had put in my syllabus. And I wasn't trying to challenge the professor, but I said, oh, I thought those were suggested. I didn't know they would be required. And I remember her making a joke, but I took it very offensively, that she said, the next time a professor makes a suggestion, perhaps you should take it. So I kind of left that class that day with my tail between my legs, feeling a bit humiliated, kind of feeling unworthy, even though I got a decent grade. A B minus isn't terrible, but I felt pretty low. I went home that Thursday, and I got the fortuitous, I got the flu over that weekend, maybe Friday, Saturday, I started feeling sick, and I got very, very sick. I missed that entire next week. Well, Tuesday and Thursday of the following week, I mixed because I was so sick, I couldn't go to school. We didn't have email back then, so everything was done via snail mail, and I really had no way of contacting my professors other than calling them on their office lines, which I was way too intimidated to do. So I missed a full week, and it was very difficult to come back because I felt lost. I felt way behind, and I felt like I didn't belong. So I distinctly remember getting the thing in the mail, a snail mail. It was reminding us of the last day that we could draw from Springfield Technical Community College without a grade, reminding us to enroll in the spring semester that was coming up and the new course catalog that came with it for the spring semester classes. So as I was feeling better the following Monday, the very last day you could withdraw without getting a grade, I drove down to Springfield Technical Community College and I withdrew from all my classes. I never forgot it. It still very resonates with me very well this moment. And I felt great. I felt like a huge monkey was off my back, a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders, and I was finally removing myself from a place I didn't belong. And a couple of, I don't know, maybe a week after that was Thanksgiving break, and I can remember a family member being over and my parents being around, and friends were back from college, those that went away, and I guess it's a tradition to get back together during that Thanksgiving break. And I never forgot relative. How's college going? How are things over at? We called it STIC, STCC, and its acronym or nickname was STIC. And everyone goes, how things going over at STIC? How you like it? And I just played it off with, well, things are going well. No. And I would, I guess, telegraph that I didn't want to really speak about it too much. But my dad picked up on it right away, and things were quieter. He asked me, hey, what's going on? And I said, I dropped out. I didn't like it, and I'm going to be a plumber anyways. It wasn't for me. And my dad was very, very supportive, but yet I could tell he was very kind of disappointed, I think, that I had done that and not followed through and at least completed the semester. And now I get together with my buddies over the Thanksgiving break, and they're asking me how college is going, how am I doing? And I told them the truth. I dropped out. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. It's a community college anyways, because community college does have a bit of a stigma of being maybe not the most highly rated in some people's minds. I don't know why. I'll get to that in a minute. But I definitely wanted to distance myself from why I had left the school and that it was the right decision. And I could see in a few of my friends, I could almost see a little disappointment in them that, maybe I had somehow, given up on myself too much. And so I started feeling really bad about it a couple of weeks later. In fact, I started feeling very awful about it. I very much felt wounded in terms of my intellectual ability and worth, and it really was spiraling, and I felt a great deal of angst and anxiety over it. Quit more anxiety than having been at the college. It was anxiety having walked away from it. So what happened was I saw that there was a mini spring semester coming up. The Mount has them too. They start in March or whatever the following spring. It was a spring semester. I didn't go back in the spring, but in the middle of the spring semester, they had these mini 7.5-week or 8-week courses. We have them here at the Mount too, and this is going all the way back into the 1980s. I decided to go back and take one class, take English Comp, because I felt intimidated about my writing ability and things of that nature. And I went at night to take that one class, and every night that I went to it, I felt like I was out of my league and I didn't belong. And but I kept going, and I did it. And I had a fantastic professor. I wish I could remember her name. She challenged me. She made me work very, very hard, and she made me feel like though I could do it. And I finished that one class, and I think I got a B or a B minus. Not a great grade, but a great grade in the sense that I felt like I really learned a lot, and I felt like I belonged. And I saw that in the summer that she was teaching English Comp too, and I followed her, even though she was a tough grader, a tough professor, but a good one. She taught me a lot, and I did even better in that class. In the I think it was American literature class, maybe it was English Comp too. I'm not sure which, but whatever it was, I started to thrive. I started to really immerse myself and feel more comfortable engaging with the professors when I didn't feel comfortable. So that following fall, I went back full time, and the rest was history. I still felt challenged at times. I still felt like I didn't necessarily always belong. I sometimes felt like certain classes were a complete waste of my time. Probably no different than you'll feel in your college experience. But what I'm trying to urge you to do is not quit. If anything, finish out the semester. If college isn't for you, if Mount's not for you, or if you want to transfer, or you found a career opportunity that is available now and you don't think college is for you, try to finish out the semester. You won't regret it. It took me 4 years to leave Springfield Technical Community College with a 2-year degree. Because after 1 year of general studies, a successful year, 1 year of failure, 1 year of general studies that was successful, I picked a major, and that was criminal justice. Not that I wanted to be a police officer, but my understanding of the way it was taught was a lot of case law, and you study a lot about Supreme Court decisions, and there was some history embedded within it, and I like that kind of stuff. So I ended up leaving Springfield Technical Community College with a associate's degree in criminal justice. And now my reflection on a community college degree. I went on to, again, Springfield College and then Worcester State University and then Western New England Law School, all of which I did pretty darn well at. And I think largely because of the foundation that Springfield Technical Community College gave me. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to sell something for them out. Maybe I should. Maybe I should be an ambassador for the college to try to bring in enrollments. But the truth is I'm not really trying to do that by this video. The truth is I'm really trying to give you a sense that you belong. And I want you to feel like you're visible and you're being seen and you're being heard. And ask for help. This video is only going to be given to the students that are taking classes online. And when you're online, you might see that a quiz is due in 3 days, and you might not even be able to find the quiz on Blackboard. Maybe because I haven't made it clear where it's posted, or maybe because I screwed up and I didn't post it. That's been known to happen. So I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to know that you belong. We've had many students. In fact, I work with one sometimes in Worcester District Court who is a graduate of this legal studies program. I think Fitchburg State, then on to law school. Along the way, and I want you not to feel that. Well, I shouldn't say that. You're going to feel it, but I want you to know that you belong. And in a distance learning environment, it's very easy to stick your head in the sand and just disappear. Don't let it happen. Reach out. I give my cell phone on the what do you call it? The syllabus. Don't be afraid to give me a call. If you do text or email me, identify which class you're in and who you say, hey, what's going on? I can't find the due date for this assignment. I don't know which assignment you're talking about or which class it is or who you are. This semester is not nearly as bad, but other semesters I might have 5 classes online. It's going to be very difficult to track down, which student is having the issue and how to help them. So I think about it all the time. I'm not in my law office today, but I do have a law office in Worcester. And in my law office in Worcester are all my diplomas and certificates and things like that right behind my desk. So when my clients are sitting there, they can be impressed by my history. And whenever anybody asks me about the individual ones, I always point to the one from Springfield Technical Community College as being the most important. And there's no question about it. And when I left Springfield Technical Community College, once I found my footing and felt that I was worthy of higher education, I wanted to return to teach. And that's a true story. I really did. And I have a book somewhere. I can't find it because I've moved so many times in the past 10 years or 20 years. I think it's still at my mom's house out in Springfield, Mass, where I grew up. It is called Cycles in American History by Arthur Schlesinger Jr. He was, I believe, the official historian for John F. Kennedy, but he's a historian. He wrote many books. And my buddy, who we met at Springfield Technical Community College, and we're still close friends to this day, he inscribed in the inside cover, this is one of the books I want you to have for when you return to teach history or political science or something related to that, because that was my passion. This can be in your library. And we had a laugh about it, but it's true. I have returned. I didn't return to Springfield Technical Community College, but I returned to the Mount, which is a sister institution. It has the same open admission policy. It has the same mission of open enrollment, that anybody can come here, whether they've never even graduated from high school or whether they've already got a PhD or a master's degree and want to get further education in a different area. Everybody's welcome. It's an equal opportunity place for a renaissance in your life. And I want you to really dive in and enjoy that and make it your own. And will you always feel at home? No. And will you maybe feel like I did from almost all of my college degree, being a bit of an outsider and a commuter, and so therefore you didn't have a real chance to develop a lot of maybe friendships and bonds? Sure, that's going to happen to a lot of you. Don't think you're unusual. You're not. You're just like I was, and just like I still am in many respects, but you can make it a success story. If it wasn't for STIC, the community college experience, I wouldn't have gone on and become a lawyer. Um, and I wouldn't have had the success that I had in those other institutions. So I want you to take advantage of it, not just with me. I think the entire institution embodies that desire to want you to do well. And coming from failure, I think I can speak from true experience to know what it's like to falter. Um, and I just don't want you to make the mistake I'd made and not kind of follow through. And I think if you do follow through, you'll find a little bit of sense of like, hey, I can do this, and it gets better. In some of the classes that you thought were completely erroneous and a waste of time, you'll find maybe they helped you become a better writer, maybe better disciplined at organization, maybe better at research, and maybe better at just getting stuff done that you don't like doing. Is a certain soft skill that you want to develop anyways. But anyways, I just want to welcome you aboard. Don't be afraid to reach out to me and other support services that we have at the Mount. We have uh, mental health clinicians, we have tutoring centers, we have a writing center, we have supportive staff for whatever your needs could be, almost unimaginable. Don't be afraid to reach out to me, and I can refer you to the right people if you need any kind of assistance or help. This video went really long. It's probably redundant. You're probably else to tell you about me. I'm just a boring regular guy. Oh, some people want to know why my dogs' names are Martha and Bailey. Martha is named after Martha's Vineyard. I don't have a house there. I've never even stayed on the island, but I've taken many day trips there with my kids, and I love the place. And so one of my corny dreams is to live on the island. And Bailey, the golden doodle, who's sleeping behind me somewhere. There she is. Right? Bailey is named after George Bailey. Trivial Pursuit. That's the name of the lead character in my favorite movie, It's a Wonderful Life, that airs every Christmas season. Although I don't think it's a Christmas movie personally. It's set in that genre from the 1940s, and so we named Bailey after George Bailey. I love still politics and history. I guess my other million. I get a new one every few days, but one of the main ones I do, and you'll see it in the videos of my weekly lectures and some of my classes certainly, would be my collection of political memorabilia. I collect a lot of political buttons and things like that. My grandfather did, my father did, so the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, so to speak. But welcome aboard. I'm sorry I'm a bit long-winded. Those of you who take a live class with me, no, I don't really ever stop talking. I just keep going and going and going for my own entertainment, and I'm probably doing that right now. But welcome aboard. And one of the things I do ask you to do on the announcement page of the web classes is send me a confirmation email that you're logged in and you don't have any immediate questions, or you do have immediate questions. And that way, when records ask me, I think 10 days into the semester, hey, has this person showed up and engaged in the class, I can say yes, just by that simple email. Otherwise, I'm supposed to withdraw you for basically being a no-show. Other than that, welcome aboard, and I hope you enjoy this semester and be well. And don't ever be afraid to reach out with any questions or concerns. And especially if I've screwed something up and didn't, hey, make sure you read this article, and I don't put the article up, or make sure you complete this assignment, and I don't say what the assignment even is. I've been known to do that. And same with some of the due dates. Sometimes I'll pick an assignment that I've used in a previous class or previous semester, and the due date will say 2022 March, and this is a fall class. How is that possible? Well, I screwed up. And don't be afraid to ask about it, and we'll get it right. Let's work together, and let's get across that finish line successfully together. And oh, by the way, there's going to be a field trip coming up. I'll definitely put a notice up. It's completely optional, but to the Gardner District Court with Judge Goldstein, the presiding judge, and that way maybe we can actually meet outside of this little video thing. And get a sense of who we are, because I never get to see who you guys are. But if you come out to the field trip, that would be great. I think we're leaning towards October or November. It's a Wednesday. I think the 18th. I'll just take a quick look because now I don't want to. Yeah, he's talking about October 11th or the 18th. I'm leaning towards the 18th, and I'll send out notices again. So hopefully we can see each other on that day in person if you're available to come out to the courthouse. Other than that, pretty long video just saying hello. Be well. Take care.